When we started the Sharing Shelf in 2009, we knew there was a problem. You know, I had a school-based social worker, she needed clothing, and there was this idea of creating a place where people could donate clothing, where we could come together and meet the need. And we started that in a basement in Rye, and we've grown ever since. And what has happened in the intervening years is we have come to understand what that problem is, and that it's a growing problem.
I can tell you there are families in supposed affluent communities, and they are, but there are people who struggle. There's people who a parent may get sick, lose a job.
And one of the most significant things that Sharing Shelf is addressing an insecurity that has existed but no one really talked about.
Often people have these preconceived notions of who needs food and who needs clothes. But the reality is, it could be anyone.
I think that when students don't feel super comfortable in their clothing, it's very visible.
It's something that does affect the children. You know, they feel like they're not in. They feel like they're not a part of the community if they don't have the clothing.
I would be worried that I'd never fit in, you know, because I would never really have the proper clothes to wear, and I'd always feel like, you know, outcast, you know. I would literally skip days from school because I never had anything to wear.
We are Westchester County's Clothing Bank for Children. We are here to combat clothing insecurity so that children and teens can learn, grow, and reach their full potential. Our umbrella of programs is designed to meet children where they're at and alleviate the stress on their families.
I had a client one time, mom was really going through depression and she couldn't really get out the bed, so she wasn't able to wash the clothes. So the kids' clothes got moldy, they didn't have any clothing to go to school in and things like that.
This was a young girl who was getting ready for this school year and was nervous because she didn't have any clothing that fit her because she grew over the summer.
And we had a young kid, he was 14, and this was his first time ever coming here, and he was blown away and could not believe the fact that this was all free.
So I made an emergency appointment with Sharing Shelf, and the next day the kids were able to get clean clothes, and be able to go to school and things like that.
She was happy with every outfit, and she knew that she had a pair of sneakers as well, and she wanted to play soccer this year, so she'll get a chance to do that.
You know, the Sharing Shelf has evolved to a boutique that not only builds confidence and trust, but also a sense of security for a lot of the young people that come through these doors.
Our Teen Boutique program and the free store grew from recognition that teens in particular have clothing needs that are differing from a younger child. A younger child is going to come to you and they're going to be more flexible about what they put on. But for a teenager, it is so core to their identity. And what that does is empowers them.
But when these kids came into this Teen Boutique here, their faces are just, because it is like being in the best store ever.
Bringing students and allowing them to kind of shop for themselves has been really impactful. I think a student's sense of style is something that's kind of overlooked, but I think that once they find things that they're really confident and comfortable wearing, you can visibly see the difference.
We had a senior at our high school who was not going to the prom. He put this suit on, it was beautiful, he had a lovely shirt, he had several different ties to choose from, even shoes, even down to the shoes. And it was just like a different boy.
I was actually just in there shopping with a student, and he turned to the professional rack of clothing and was like, wow, I actually have an interview coming up, and now I get to wear a suit jacket and pants.
All of our students left with not only dresses, but heels, accessories, jewelry, all these beautiful things.
Seeing students visibly light up when they find things that they're really excited to wear is really inspiring.
Just today, for the first time, we had students volunteer here, which I think even deepened my appreciation for this place, because it really made us realize how much work goes into it.
And to add these layers of not only clothing, but baby essentials and diapers and wipes, what Sharing Shelf is doing, to toiletries and bathroom accessories that students may need or families may need.
It's serving more than the children, right? It's serving the parents as well, who can have less of a struggle.
In order for a young person to thrive, the family has to thrive as well. And Sharing Shelf provides that opportunity where it's, again, decreasing that risk factor of parents not having to worry at the moment that my children do not have the appropriate clothing.
It kind of gives them that joy that they're able to find a resource to help their child.
To me, it's a little like a Robin Hood. We're not necessarily stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, but we are taking excess in our environment and being able to reuse and repurpose it.
It's just so nice to be able to make such an impact on these kids' lives, whether it be the little tiny, the babies and it affects the mums more, or these teenagers. I'm just so grateful to be a part of this program and to be able to use their amazing facilities.
It's making children maybe think about how can they change the world in the future, what methods that they are seeing here that they can apply in their future to make our world more less divided and more united and together.
We've just started our 17th year, and we are a community resource that is valuable to the community, but really where we all can come together to make a difference and address this critical need. In times of economic insecurity, this is a stress that we can reduce. We hear from our nonprofit partners, they can't pay the rent for their clients. They can't put food on the table unless they're a food pantry. They can't deal with some of the other consequences of poverty, but what they can do, what they can offer is access to the sharing shelf, to the services that we can provide through our umbrella of programs. And that way is, as a community, we're coming together to help those who need it.